but I have run this query previously.
We have something prepared, so you don't need to wait.
And I have the result right now
Jack
over
followed 5
here.
minutes in the main
So
stage, so we go
basically
over there.
that's
I got boot
outputs for you in a simple way.
can you check this, can you check this?
Exactly what's going on into the Cardano live data right now. And also, for instance, right now you can see the latest log. As you can see, I have run this query at 223.
Just on the line.
So it's a little bit out of date. But as you can see the activity in the last 24 hours. What are the tables of the smart contracts as well?
Maybe it's
What
processing,
are-
it'll be live.
Here again, what are the most activity scripts?
Okay,
And
well,
then
let's
also
see.
CPU usage
Tomorrow.
and
Tomorrow I'll do
also
more.
update the local producer and the other
Yeah, I
additional
know.
information.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Didn't write a single line of code, right? So that's actually good for us as engineering, because we can concentrate on different things. We can just show this to people. People can build it on their own. So if you're interested in something, you can just ask Claude or any other AI which supports MCP. And with that, I'm now going to tell you where this all comes from. So it's not that we started with this like, oh, we need an MCP, we need to connect Claude to the blockchain. This was not what happened. So since I think 4 years or even more, Satya Ranjan, based also in this team, is before he even joined Cardano Foundation, he created the Blockstream ecosystem, and it's the Java Cardano ecosystem, might be not known or well known by everyone, and it's powered by Java, but it's not limited by it, so you can still run it. You can run different services, but then you can also connect this with Python, with JavaScript, TypeScript, and so on. So please go and follow Blockstream on X, and this would be nice because Satya's in Singapore, it's very late for him, but if he wakes up tomorrow morning, it would be nice to see a lot of stars at his repository, so just leave him a star, he will appreciate much, I guess. So Blockstream is made of Yassi, which is the Java mini protocol implementation. Getting the data from the node is one thing, storing it is the other thing. So we have Yassi Store, which does also come with the implementation of the rewards implementation, so the rewards calculation. So Yassi Store does rewards calculation. It has state data, governance data. It has everything available. It's a scoped indexer. You can just say, hey, just index this smart contract. We have on top of this also Yassi Dev Kit, which you can simply install via npm, and then you can have a local Cardano DevNet. You don't need public testnet data. You can just start. You can also use this in a CI pipeline. It's pretty neat actually. So leave a few stars for Satya. And with this, let's talk about MCPs and LLMs in general. So LLMs are great. I mean, most of you are probably using them nowadays and you find them very handy, but also there are known limitations. Like often, I think most of them, or most of you already read this message like, my data goes only until 2021, or it does not have access to public APIs or to even private APIs. So you need to extend the data somehow. And to unlock this real intelligence and put this all together, you need to bridge the gap to the modern world and connect it to your data set, but then also with other data sets so that the AI can connect the dots and actually provide value to you. And this is what an MCP wants to be. So with an MCP, it's a model context protocol. It's described as actually the USB interface of AI models. So you can easily plug in your logic, your API wrapped by a model context provider. And this is then in the middle and can provide the agent, in this case Claude, with your knowledge. And we were building Yassi Store for a long time, and then there was the idea, hey, let's just put let's wrap it into an MCP and check what we can do actually with just querying or just prompts and getting some data out of Cardano.
Right. So I guess here everybody would like to be a whale, right? But to be a whale, you need to have some type of strategy. So what about if you look at the whales that you have in the ecosystem and you just try to understand exactly who they are and also what's their portfolio strategy? So let's try to see what's the outcome of that.
So we are now analyzing the whale activity. This might affect a few of you, I guess. But we can keep it short. Should we keep it short?
I hope so, yes.
Yeah? Oh, excellent. I already found the top 10 whale addresses. The largest holder is 1.59 billion ADA. And it also translates to the price. Even if we didn't ask for a price, it just gives us more data than expected. And it also goes into the NFTs because tokens are also part of the Yassi Store indexing. So you can essentially index everything by Yassi Store.
Have I built office?
So dives deeper.
So no, or maybe I don't know.
And what you see here is an action execution. So you write your own actions within this MCP to make it easier for Claude to access the data.
Where do I get access to that? This is what they have built this actually.
Now it gets the transaction net transfer summary. Previously it was the latest block. So it really gets the current state of the blockchain.
I think it's a demo today, so I guess in the future, yes, it will be how to do that. So we can ask you.
And now it got all the data. It will now start to create an HTML file and to just based on this prompt to create a dashboard with the top whale activity.
Yeah, so a lot of dev like code for the
It needs some time. So blockchain data was one thing, but now writing HTML could also be complicated. That's why it takes some time. Should we just present the result?
Is this different? No, it's the same thing.
So this is how it looks like.
It's like ChatGPT.
Alright guys, so I had to run this query just a few hours ago to make sure the dashboard will be ready. As you can see here, you have the total balance, the number of tokens these wallets are holding, the NFT collections they have as well, and how many UTXOs. As you can see here, you can see like what is the portfolio distribution. So as you can see here in the blue, most of that, or 95% of that data with 10 top tokens and like 2,285 other tokens plus NFTs. And here are the top tokens that they hold. Apparently they do really like meme coins. As you can see here, there are also some stable coins and other tokens in general. And then, when it comes to NFT collections, I also can see that they have at least like a couple of them. You have like even Husk Kashira.
Also another issue of the Cardano. This is full.
And going on, as you can see here, you have the most recent transactions, and then something that's very interesting, actually, at least for myself, is when you're looking for someone with so much data, they are not really doing any delegation, so they are not, there is no staking detected. Well, it means that it's not part of their strategy, but so if you look at just here, the summary of that, right? So they have like extreme diversification between different tokens, NFTs, and so on. But the heaviest concentration is on this token here. So there is a mix of DeFi, socials, and experimental tokens. And there are also other behavior patterns that you can look at this as well. So as you can see here, that it's likely that there is a higher probability for this to be an exchange hot wallet or token distribution hub.
So that's pretty cool. I already told you a lot about Yassi Store. The cool thing is we can show you a lot of queries now, but you can also run them on your own. So ideally, you should be all familiarize yourself with Yassi Store, but also the MCP branch. As Yassi Store is the modular scope indexer, we're indexing like the whole blockchain. So you can ask it everything. Might be governance related, might be wallet activity related, and so on. Yassi Store is not only an application, so you can also use it as a library. This goes out to the JVM ecosystem, obviously, but you can also use it and run it with filters, and it works with any database. So we're currently testing it a lot with Postgres, MySQL, H2, but you can also sync in different databases. I don't have a clicker actually, that's why I need to ask this. So there are different plugin types, like I said. You can also react with a templating system to different events. For example, UTXO unspent save or metadata save, and then you can provide your own filter, which might be Python or JavaScript, or even, I think there was another language I never heard of that Satya introduced. I don't know, but you can use a lot of languages to filter everything. You have filter, you have pre-actions, and you have post-actions. And when Satya showed this to me, I thought like, why do we need this? And then he showed me that you can even in the post-action have a Discord thing, so that he's using like Telegram bots or Discord bots to inform someone if there is an activity with the point or with the wallet. So if you want to play around with it, please just scan the code or do a photo of the slide, and there's a plugin guide. So even if you might not be familiar with Java at all, I think it's useful. It's all open source, but you still can just run it via Docker in different distributions. I think you can skip that one. So I already told you that that you might also saw that if you're using Claude, they're popping up different actions. And what you essentially do with an MCP is that you define actions on how the agent should interact with your API or database. And that's what we did, or what Satya came up with. So we're looking into blocks, we're using wallet analysis, governance, so we essentially create shortcuts where we see that there might be bottlenecks to speed up the activity of the agent. And if you feel like you're using something again and again and it's very slow, just play around with it and let us know. So just reach out to us and our team at the CF. So hopefully a lot of you are connected with us. If not, then please come to me after the session. Play around with it, let us know, we will improve this.
Cool. So what about talking you try something else? So yesterday, I guess that most of you have been in the governance session with Nico, or most of you might be involved or actually don't know much. So we can simply use, again, the MCP server to try to understand exactly what's going on with the governance. So if I ask basically, how is the governance going on? So I want to see like the activity proposals, what's the voting pattern, and also understand if there is like movements from the players in the ecosystem, try to influence the governance decision.
So feel free to use this tool to also check if your pool or your T-Rep aligns with what you want to, or how you see Cardano in the future. You can also check out the activity of the T-Rep you've delegated to, or you can check if there's a pattern of voting behavior.
Right, I think I'll just show you the query again, the prompt we ran a few minutes ago. So basically here you can see the outcome of that. So at the moment there are 4 active proposals with 1 primary role. So if you look right now, so what's the current status of that? So it says that there is a 5 trillion ADA withdrawal proposal. It's currently active with strong opposition by state pool operators. So if you look at the voting, if you look at the voting behavior here, you can see that there is 1,000,075 billion, actually 1.75 billion of ADAs voting from the direct votes yes, yes, although there is like 3.661 billion of WADA of direct voting no, abstain votes, and SPOs as well that are 12.4 billion saying no, and then another 9.7 billion in abstain. So when you look at the analysis, it says that this proposal is facing overall rejection from the state pool operators and a mix from the direct support. So as you can see here, you will obtain any type of information that you want to know about governance in a simple prompt using a CMCP.
This is actually very powerful if you look, for example, over to read, if you haven't been at the booth yet, this is the time. So combined with accounting on-chain, you can also ask the things about, hey, I heard Cardano Foundation's accounting is on-chain for real. And then you can ask it just things like, for example, how much did we spend on something in 2024? And as we are transparent, you will get the information through calls. So if you want to check this out, you have different types of what you can do. So there's a Docker distribution, like mentioned. You can also run it as jars if you're familiar with the Java ecosystem, or if you just have Java on your machine. There's also a native distribution, which basically means that this is a binary. You can just execute it, and you don't need to care about the Java stack. So for you, it's just an executable. So how to run the MCP on top of the Apple Store locally? Currently, this is a preview feature, so it's not in the stable release yet. We just figured it out and found it so amazing, and I wanted to share it with you. But you can use the guide. So please do a photo of this slide, or just scan the QR code, go to the README. You just need to follow the steps. It already includes in how to set up Yassi Store. It is a match actually. And then you can run this MCP locally on your machine. You have an URL, and this URL is what you need to put into Claude or any other AI you're using, which is supporting custom MCP servers.
En fait, non, ce qu'ils font, c'est que les gens, ils achètent leur stablecoin sur leur plateforme, après ils ont un fonds après ils ont des dollars, des fiat, ils minent les utilités
Just remember, myself and Fabian, we are going to be here just in front of the stage after we finish our presentation. So if anyone is curious to learn how to use that or how to gather some specifically blockchain data, you can just come to us and you can run the query together, the prompt together on the MCP. So for the last prompt here, so I have just selected here, so let's say that I'm a developer and I wanted to evaluate the Cardano infrastructure. So I wanted to understand what's the total value lock of the top 5 DeFi protocols, and show that smart contract activities, identify which stake pools are the healthiest one for staking, and also summarize the current states of the network decentralization. Again, I'm going to create a dashboard for that, so it usually takes a couple of minutes, as you guys know. So I'll just show the results that you run again a few minutes earlier today. So that's the current output. So as you can see nowadays, so we got a score of 80.5 for security. There is a 9.3 million on the DAX of the GVL on the DAX. The network is active at the moment, and the pools have 90% of saturation. So when you look here at the DeFi protocols total value lock, as you can see here, the lead one is the Sunday swap with almost 5 million data. Then you have after that, mint swap, liquid finance, Indigo protocol, and Muslim swap. Then when you look again, here is just like the status, what's the current status again, the Sunday swapping is leading that. And the key insights that you got here is that the Sunday swap and the mint swap control 9.3 million in combined tax liquidity, representing the majority of the Cardano's on-chain trade volume. So for the smart contract itself, as you can see here, so currently we're still trying to identify the ID contracts on chain. That's something that's coming up to our POC. So we're just going to see the blocks V1, V2, and V3 that are the most active. So the average time block is 20 seconds. The network currently has low congestion, and currently it's stable, so transactions are going through. And then we need to look at the thin top saturation levels. Here you have a couple of them, as you can see. That is just the pool ID. Unfortunately, they don't have the tag itself, but as you can see, like the saturation is very, very high. And then just when it comes to the decentralization score, at the moment it's giving us 85.10 based on the total active stake, saturation parameters, block reduction, and network uptime.
Cool. So one thing it could also does, for example, is that if you ask it to analyze a smart contract, then Satya already started with writing something that's, for example, takes care of a datum. So there's a CBOR to JSON converter built as an action which executes. So you can basically also analyze smart contracts, and UPLC will be the next step, I guess. And what you can also do is, like, if you're interested in something like ADA handles, then you can ask it what handle is the most active when it comes to trading, because this was also interesting for me. And I think there are no limits. And feel free, so Dalisa and I will be right there. So if you have a query in mind and you haven't set up everything in the background already, then just come to us, ask us for something, and we will execute the query and analyze the blockchain. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Make sure you press the TV thing at the top. Like that. Yeah, the mouse has a TV button.
Hi everybody. Can you guys hear me okay? Alright, alright. So how's everyone's day one of Cardano Summit been? Okay, we're going to do better than that. I think one person over here enjoyed it. How's everyone enjoying the Cardano Summit? Okay, alright. So guys, for everyone that can hear me, we have a pre-dinner reception on the rooftop. From the lobby, you want to make your way to the 15th floor. Come and join us with some beers, some wine, etc. And then at 5:30, the main reception will happen in the main stage area. So please make your way in the next few minutes to the 15th floor. Thank you so much.